California is supposed to be the safe one. It's the postcard, the sunny coastline, the crowded beaches, the palm trees, the most visited parks in the country. 40 million people live here, more than in any other state, and most of them move through it the way you'd move through a theme park. Windows down on the Pacific Coast Highway, barefoot in the sand at Santa Monica, boots on a well-marked trail in the Sierra, a quick swim past the break at a lifeguarded beach. It feels handled, tamed, photographed to death and posted 1,000,000 times over, a place where the wild was paved under a long time ago. But California is not one place. It is a coastline, a desert, a mountain range, and a forest stacked into a single state, and that makes it one of the most biologically diverse places in North America. And some of what lives in those overlapping worlds is dangerous enough that the people who study animals for a living, the herpetologists, the shark researchers, the beekeepers, the wildlife officers, have quietly drawn a line around it. Not handle with care, do not handle at all. Today, we're counting down 11 animals in California so dangerous that even the experts keep their distance, ranked not by which is most likely to kill you, but by how much caution the animal commands from the people who know it best. The ones researchers only approach from inside a cage. The ones herpetologists lift with a hook and never a hand. The ones the government tells trained beekeepers to walk away from. Some of these you've stood near without knowing it, and by the time we reach number 1, you'll understand why the people with the most experience are the ones who respect it the most. Before we start, if you like the kind of thing that makes you look twice at a place you thought you knew, take a second to subscribe. It genuinely helps the channel. And I want to know one thing while you're here. Which part of California are you watching from? The coast, the desert, the mountains, the valley, or somewhere else entirely? Drop it in the comments. Let's get into the list. Number 11, the western black widow. We begin with a spider you have almost certainly lived near. The western black widow is found across the entire state, and it carries a neurotoxin that, drop for drop, is stronger than a rattlesnake's. She's the glossy black one with the red hourglass, and she likes exactly the places people reach into without looking. The woodpile, the corner of the garage, the underside of the patio chair, the water meter box by the driveway. Here's what the pros know. She is not aggressive, and she would rather flee than fight, which is why entomologists handle widows with tools and containers, never bare hands. The bite is small and often painless at first. Then comes the latrodectism, waves of muscle cramping, sweating, and pain that can roll through the body for days. It's rarely fatal now, but it's a genuine trip to the ER, and it is widely considered the most venomous spider in North America. Number 11 sets the rule for this whole list. In California, dangerous does not have to mean big. Number 10, the round stingray. More people are hurt by this next animal on California's beaches than by every shark in the Pacific combined. The round stingray is a flat, dinner plate-sized fish that buries itself in the sand in the shallows of Southern California, and it carries a venomous barb on its tail. At Seal Beach, near the mouth of the San Gabriel River, the warm water draws them in such numbers that one stretch has earned the nickname Ray Bay. And lifeguards there treat a steady stream of stings all summer long. It is often called the most common ocean injury in Southern California, and in a warm summer, the busiest beaches treat thousands of stings. The wound is rarely dangerous, but the pain is famous. A deep, burning ache that sends people straight to the lifeguard tower for hot water treatment. And the experts do not try to clear the rays out or handle them. They teach the one thing that actually works, the stingray shuffle, sliding your feet along the bottom so the ray feels you coming and slides away instead of getting stepped on. Number 10 is the danger you are most likely to actually meet. Number 9, the desert recluse. Everyone in California has heard of the brown recluse. Almost no one knows it doesn't live here. The spider people blame for every mystery wound is not established anywhere in the state, but its cousin is. The desert recluse lives in the deserts of the south, the Coachella Valley, Anza Borrego, the low country out toward the Colorado River, hiding under rocks, in rodent burrows, and in the debris piles at the edges of desert homes. Its venom is the same kind, cytotoxic, tissue-killing, capable of opening a slow wound that can take months to heal. It hunts at night and spends the day pressed into the darkest, least disturbed spaces it can find, which is why it so often ends up in a stored boot or a folded tarp in a desert garage. Like all recluses, it is shy to the point of near invisibility, and bites are genuinely rare. But that is exactly why it makes this list. The real danger is misdiagnosis. Doctors and arachnologists will tell you that most so-called recluse bites in California are something else entirely, which means the actual spider goes unstudied and unrespected while the wrong one takes the blame. Number 9 is the one whose reputation was stolen by a spider that isn't even here. Number 8, the Arizona bark scorpion. In the far southeastern corner of California, along the Colorado River, lives the only scorpion in North America whose venom is a true medical emergency. The Arizona bark scorpion is small, 2 to 3 inches, pale, with slender pincers and a thin tail, and around Blythe, Needles, and the Imperial Valley, it is simply a fact of life. It is also the only California scorpion that climbs, which means it turns up on walls, on ceilings, and inside shoes left on the floor. Its neurotoxic sting brings a jolt like electricity, then numbness, muscle twitching, blurred vision, and in children or the elderly, trouble breathing, bad enough that antivenom exists for the worst cases. Several thousand people are stung across the Southwest every year. Experts in scorpion country don't rely on luck. They shake out their boots. They carry ultraviolet flashlights at night because scorpions glow an eerie green under ultraviolet light, and they treat every indoor scorpion as the dangerous one until it's proven otherwise.
Before we go on, I made something special for you. A guide for people like us, who'd rather know what's out there than get caught off guard. It's the Wild States Field Kit, the guides that show you which dangerous animals are moving in near you, exactly what to do when you meet one, and how to keep them off your property. Because these animals are spreading faster than most people realize. And the time to learn this is before you're standing face to face with one. Don't wait until it's in your backyard. Scan the QR code on screen, or click the link below. Go ahead, I'll wait right here.
Number 8 is North America's most venomous scorpion, hiding in the one corner of California nobody pictures. Number 7, the Gila monster. Most Californians have no idea their state has a venomous lizard at all. It does, barely. The Gila monster, the only venomous lizard native to the United States, reaches the very eastern edge of California in the Mojave and Colorado deserts, and it is so rare here that there are only a handful of documented records in the entire state. It is a heavy, black and orange, bead-skinned animal up to nearly 2 feet long that spends roughly 90% of its life underground, and it holds a strange distinction. It was the first venomous animal in North America to be given legal protection. Its bite is what earns the respect. A Gila monster doesn't strike and release like a snake. It clamps down and chews, and venom flows through grooves in its lower teeth as it grinds, so the longer it holds on, the more it delivers. It often has to be physically pried off. The bite is rarely fatal, but it is famously excruciatingly painful. And California's own wildlife agency puts it plainly. This animal is venomous and dangerous, and extreme caution should be used around it. Number 7 is a venomous reptile most residents will never believe lives here. Number 6, the California newt. We're at the halfway mark, and if you're still with me, you clearly want to know what's really out there. So if you haven't yet, this is the moment to subscribe, because the next 5 are the ones the experts respect the most. And it starts with an animal that looks completely harmless. The California newt is a small, brown, slow-moving amphibian with a cartoonishly gentle face, common in the Coast Ranges and the Sierra foothills, and its skin carries tetrodotoxin, the same neurotoxin found in pufferfish, more than 1,000 times more potent than cyanide. A single newt can carry as much as 50-odd milligrams of the toxin, enough, biologists estimate, to kill several adults. It's the centerpiece of a famous evolutionary arms race. The local garter snakes have spent millennia evolving resistance, which only drives the newts to grow more toxic still. You can't be poisoned by admiring one. The danger is in ingestion, or a careless hand carried to the mouth, or the toxin reaching an open cut, which is exactly why researchers at UC Davis warn that these newts should never be handled except by people who know precisely what they're doing. In 1979, a man swallowed one on a bet and died. There is no antidote. Number 6 is the deadliest thing on this list you could hold in the palm of your hand, and the reason the experts say don't. Number 5, the Africanized honeybee. The killer bee is not a myth, and it has been in California since 1994. The Africanized honeybee looks identical to the ordinary honeybee. You cannot tell them apart by eye, but it defends its hive with a ferocity the European bee never shows. It answers a disturbance with up to 10 times the stingers, pursues a threat as far as a quarter mile, and can be set off just by someone standing too close. First recorded in the state at Blythe in 1994, it is now established across all of Southern California and is pushing steadily north toward Sacramento. Africanized bees have been blamed for hundreds of deaths across Latin America. For an adult, the lethal dose is estimated at 500 to 1,000 or more stings, a number a disturbed colony can reach frighteningly fast. Here's the tell that this one belongs on the list. The federal government's own guidance is that beekeepers should not try to manage Africanized colonies at all. They are told to requeen, move, or destroy them, because even experienced keepers get seriously stung. Once an area is colonized, wildlife officials treat every wild hive as Africanized by default. When the people who keep bees for a living are told to walk away, that tells you everything. Number 5 is the danger hiding inside the most familiar insect in the yard. Number 4, the mountain lion. California's apex predator is one almost no one ever sees. Somewhere between 3,000 and 5,000 mountain lions move through the state, through the Coast Ranges, the Sierra foothills, the chaparral at the edge of the suburbs, and across an estimated 70,000 square miles of the state, and they are so secretive that most people who live in lion country will never lay eyes on one. They are also, on the rarest of occasions, deadly. In March of 2024, 2 brothers antler hunting in El Dorado County were attacked. One of them was killed, California's first fatal mountain lion attack in 20 years. Since 1890, the state has recorded fewer than 50 attacks and only 6 deaths, which is exactly why the danger is so easy to forget, and why, in the months after the Georgetown attack, El Dorado County had to set up a formal system just to log the sudden flood of sightings its residents were reporting. The people who work with these cats, the state biologists who collar and track them, do it by darting from a distance and moving fast, because a mountain lion is a stalk and ambush hunter you are never meant to see coming. Number 4 is the ghost at the top of California's food chain. Number 3, the Mojave rattlesnake. California has rattlesnakes up and down the state, but there is one the experts single out, and it lives in the southeastern deserts, including San Bernardino, Los Angeles, Kern, and the edge of Inyo. The Mojave rattlesnake, the Mojave green, named for the greenish cast many of them take on, carries what may be the most dangerous venom of any rattlesnake in North America. Most rattlesnakes deliver a hemotoxic venom that attacks blood and tissue. The Mojave's signature venom does something worse, a powerful neurotoxin known as Mojave toxin that goes after the nervous system, and the truly frightening part is the delay. A bite can feel deceptively mild for hours before breathing and muscle control begin to fail, and its untreated lethality is estimated as high as 30 to 40%. Modern anti-venom is effective when it is given in time, and the snake itself is not unusually aggressive and would rather leave than fight. But the venom researchers who milk these snakes do it with hooks, tubes, and anti-venom within arm's reach, because there is no room for a mistake. Number 3 is the venom even the snake people fear most. Number 2, the California sea lion. This is the one that will surprise you. For most of living memory, the California sea lion was the ocean's clown, curious, playful, barking on the buoys and the bait docks, the last animal on this coast anyone would think to fear. And then, recently, some of them started attacking people. The cause is a poison in the water. Toxic algae blooms off Southern California, worse and more frequent in the last few years, produce a neurotoxin called domoic acid that builds up in the fish the sea lions eat. It attacks the brain, causing seizures, disorientation, and, in some animals, sudden aggression. In 2025, during one of the worst blooms on record, the 4th straight year it had appeared, stretching some 370 miles of coastline, poisoned sea lions bit a surfer off Oxnard who described the animals stalking him all the way back to shore, and a teenage swimmer during junior lifeguard tryouts in Long Beach. Nearly 700 sea lions stranded up and down the coast. Rescue centers were taking more than 100 calls a day at the peak. The rescuers who save these animals now approach only in full protective gear. Lifeguards and officials warn the public to stay well back from any sea lion on the sand. The same toxin, in high enough doses, can sicken people too. An animal that was never a threat became one because the ocean itself was poisoned. Number 2 is the danger nobody saw coming. Number 1, the great white shark. And at number 1 is the animal the experts are the most literal about not going near. They only get in the water with it from inside a steel cage. The great white shark patrols the entire California coast, but its capital is a stretch of the north-central coast, so notorious it has a name, the Red Triangle, running from Bodega Bay, out past the Farallon Islands, and down to Big Sur. Roughly a third of all recorded great white attacks in the United States, about 1 in 9 of every such attack on Earth, have happened inside that triangle, drawn by the enormous colonies of seals and sea lions. The sharks arrive to feed on every fall. These are not small animals. Adults run 12 to 20 feet, and only around 300 adult and subadult white sharks are thought to gather along the whole north-central coast, which come each fall to feed, then vanish in winter to a patch of open ocean between California and Hawaii that researchers named the White Shark Cafe. The scientists who study them, photographing dorsal fins, tagging and tracking the females that return to the Farallones every 2 years, do their work from boats and cages, never in open water among them. And the range is shifting. As the ocean warms, juvenile great whites, once confined to the warm south, are turning up off the beaches of Central California, tracked by the Shark Lab at Long Beach, closer and closer to where people actually swim. This is the apex predator of the California coast, the one animal on this list that even the people who have devoted their lives to it will not swim beside. Number 1 is the great white shark. So, here is what this list is really about. Not fear. California is one of the most beautiful places on Earth, and the odds that any of these animals will ever harm you are genuinely tiny. It is about respect and about who has it. The people who know these animals best are not the ones who get closest. They are the ones who have learned exactly how much distance to keep. The black widow is still in the woodpile. The Mojave green is still coiled in the creosote, holding its venom. And somewhere out past the Farallones, in cold gray water 30 miles from the city, a shape the length of a small boat is turning toward a seal colony, watched from behind steel bars by the only people who know it well enough to be out there at all, keeping the one distance that has always kept them alive.